Hello and welcome. In this session, we're going to talk to you about a number of resources to help you finance your education. And congratulations on taking this step forward to prepare you for your post-secondary journey. My name is Cindy Cave. I'm the Assistant Registrar Awards at Mount Royal University, and I'll be joined today by my colleague Kamal Evans from our financial aid team, who will talk to you a little bit later about student loans and a number of other resources that you will want to resource for your education going forward. If you have any questions, we will certainly share with you our contact information at the latter part of this presentation, and please feel free to reach out to us at any time. We have a number of award opportunities at Mount Royal. We have more than $3 million worth of awards available on one application. We have a number of scholarships, bursaries, and awards, and the application is open November 1st through March 1st each year. You can visit the mru.ca awards site, where you can navigate through the number of resources that we have there, including the searchable awards database, where you'll find your login information or an opportunity to log in there. You do not have to be accepted to your program in order to apply for awards. You do need to apply to admissions by February 1st to be considered for entrance awards. So as long as you've taken the time to apply for your program, you will be matched to the awards that are applicable to your situation. And because we have an import of data that updates on a regular basis, you can apply to numerous programs, and our application will match you to the specific program that in the end you land with. And we will be checking eligibility in the fall of the year that you attend. So make sure to go onto the application, fill it out. It takes less than an hour to do. What I would recommend is that you do take some time with your extracurricular component of the application and tell us a real story about what you're doing with your time outside of school. We do understand that COVID has put a number of things in place, and some of the activities have not been happening, but there are still a number of things that you can put down in terms of what you've been doing extracurricularly, whether it be church or working. And we do need times and dates because we want to see what you've been spending your time with, and also how much of that are you carrying at once? What's your longevity look like? What's your commitment to any one task? Those are really important details for the committees to see as we go through the selection process. We typically will start selections for entrance awards anytime after March 15th, and usually have those offers out by the end of May at the very latest. And then we would do our in-course awards. Students are advised usually by the end of June that they have been chosen to receive an award. And then we do check that the students meet the eligibility before releasing the award the fall of the following year. So anybody that's applying for awards during this period, opening November 1st through to March 1st, 2022, will be selected for awards coming in fall 2022. So those are important timelines to note, and make sure when you're filling out your application that you're forecasting, especially when it comes to your financial need, what you expect to have as resources going forward. We also administer a number of awards for the province. So the government Alberta asks for our help in terms of allocating awards on a number of scholarships, rather. One of the ones that you might have been talked to about with your counselor at school is the Alexander Rutherford. This is for first-year students. This is an application that's done directly to the government. Our purpose and our sort of role within the Alexander Rutherford application is really to confirm full-time enrollment in the upcoming fall when students are attending. So they will open their application usually sometime in August because they'll shut it down in the spring. to get ready for the new application period. And then they'll open it again in August so that students that are coming to Mount Royal or any post-secondary institution for that matter in fall of 2022. So look for that application. It'll be on the Alberta website. You'll have to apply through them directly. And then what we do is they'll send us a list of all the students that have taken time to apply and ask us to confirm full-time enrollment for those students. And then we will send that list back to the government, letting them know who indeed has registered for fall 2022. It's important to note that we try to let students not tell them not to count on having that funding available to them before November or December of fall of 22, only because we don't have the controls in place to let you know when that funding will come. We have 30 days from the time that we get the list to return it to the government, and then they have another 30 days to make sure that the check is cut and sent to the student. So it's important to note that timeline so that you're not budgeting to have that money in hand for the start of the fall semester. The Jason Lang Scholarship and the Louise McKinney Scholarship are both in-course awards. The reason that we've sort of flagged them here is that your registration, your upcoming registration for fall 2022 and 23 is important to be considered for these awards in fall of 2023. So if you are admitted to a program and you register for less than 80% of a course load, you wouldn't be, as an example, you wouldn't be qualified for the Jason Lang Scholarship. You have to have 24 credits over the course of an academic year. And you cannot be part-time for either of those 2 semesters. So that's important to note. And Louise McKinney is actually more competitive because we only have 65 of those, whereas with Jason Lang, anybody that qualifies gets the award. With the Louise McKinney, it's much more competitive. So we are really looking for 100% course load, so 5 courses or 15 units of credit per semester. You can certainly visit the Student Aid Alberta website and check out the scholarships link there. And you can see there are a number of resources that you can look at, a number of awards that we don't administer that you can also take a look at to see what is offered. And it's certainly in your best interest to leave no stone unturned, as they say, to make sure that you are looking for the resources and accessibility items that are available to you. We also post on our external award site an award list and individual deadlines on a regular basis that allow you to look for organizations that have come to us and said, can you please post this opportunity? We do this on a regular basis, and we do vet this list to make sure that these organizations are not looking for anything from the student in terms of content for their blog posts or anything that would tie a student to an award. You'll also see there that there are external award websites that we post at the bottom of the page, and there's where you can see external websites, including disabilities awards, as well as Indigenous award resources. There's a number of great resources there, and I would encourage you to take a look at what's applicable to your situation. And lastly, we do the confirmations of enrollment for any organization that you may receive a scholarship for or any kind of an award. This is usually required of most organizations. They just want to ensure that you are in fact going to school and you are registered. And so we do take care of that for you. We have a process online where you can actually start your just open up the website and fill out the form. It'll direct it to us if it's related to an award, and to others if it's related to something different. So all of those resources are available online. But again, we're here to support you. So if you need any help, please do reach out. I would also recommend, and I do think we put it on our external awards website, but visiting scholarshipscanada.com and YConic, again, a couple of great resources as you're going forward looking for opportunities for funding. Again, you don't want to sort of not look for every opportunity. And that is my portion of the presentation. I'm going to turn things over now to my very capable colleague, Kamal Evans, who will talk to you now about everything financial aid related and what you need to know to prepare for that. Kamal?
Thank you, Cindy. Hi, everybody. A few important things to note before we begin. Financial aid is not part of Alberta Student Aid, but we are available to help support all students that apply for government student loans and grants and the Alberta scholarships. Secondly, this session is focused on the full-time student loan process for Alberta residents that are attending Mount Royal University. If you are attending part-time or are from another province, please contact financial aid for more information or contact the province in which you are from. So how to apply? We're going to talk about this whole student loan process and obviously how to actually start the application process. Alberta Student Aid online applications are available in June every year. In this one application, you are applying for an Alberta student loan, Canada student loan, and also grant funding. Before you apply, you will need some personal and financial information to complete your online applications. Firstly, you will need your social insurance number. This will be validated with the Government of Canada before your application is reviewed. Your Alberta student number or ASN, if you went to high school here in Alberta, you will have one. If you didn't go to high school in Alberta but are now an Albertan resident, then you can request one. If you can't remember what it is, you are able to Google ASN lookup. Another important thing you will need is your line 15,000 from your previous year's income tax return, in this case 2021. Once you have all this information handy, you are ready to apply. First, you will need to log in. If you don't have an account, you will need to create one by clicking on the Log In button on the Alberta Student Aid site. This account is called My Alberta Digital ID, or MADI for short. Most of you already have a MADI account or will have one once you apply for a program to attend Mount Royal through Apply Alberta, or when you will have applied or will apply for the Alexander Rutherford Scholarship. If you are having problems with signing in or creating the account, you can call Alberta Student Aid Help Desk. Their contact information is on this slide. In most cases, this process happens in real time. That means you could receive an answer right away. If you apply today, you could know today. But there are times where an application could take up to 4 weeks to process. The expenses and resources you enter into the application will determine eligibility. It is a simple formula. Expenses less your resources equals financial need. If this is the first time you have been approved for student aid, you will need to sign some agreements. Just like if you went to a bank, you're agreeing to pay their funds back. So we're going to talk about now how student loans are assessed. Grant funding threshold. The grants are not only based on financial need, they are also based on the family income. Here is a look at the family income threshold chart. Keep in mind, this is the chart from the 2021 application. We won't see any updates for the 2022 application until May of next year. You can check out the full chart by visiting the web page listed on this slide. So now we are going to talk about confirmation enrollments that we provide for student loans, RESPs, and the Canadian Pension Plan Student Benefit. We will also confirm your enrolment for a Registered Education Savings Plans, or RESPs, or a Canada Pension Plan Student Benefit. To access the confirmation of enrolment, the student will have to complete a Google form through mru.ca. These can be provided as soon as a student is registered. Keep in mind there are some RESP providers that require their own forms to be completed, and there are instructions on whom to submit these forms to. The earliest we can confirm enrolment for the CPP student benefit forms is after the add drop date of the semester and can only be done a semester at a time. Thank you for joining us. And if you have any questions, please contact us via email financialaid@mru.ca, or you can call us at 403 440 3303. Have a great day, everybody.